For the first time since 1961, Duke, North Carolina, and Kentucky are all not in the men's AP Top 25. Not only is this a crazy stat, but what does it mean? For me, it means that the door is wide open for a new blue blood school to come in, and I believe it's the University of Michigan. U of M as a school is better known for being the best college football team historically, obviously not recently with the rise of Ohio State, but I think they're next up in the world of basketball and be ready to be a top contender for years to come. Even in recent years with Coach Beilein, where they had two Big Ten regular season titles and two NCAA finals appearances, it always had a feeling that they were overachieving and didn't quite belong there yet. But they lost Beilein to the Cavs, which was a disaster, by the way, but it led to them getting an even better coach, and this is where I see the foundation of all their success coming from. Duke has Coach K, North Carolina has Roy Williams, Kentucky has John Calipari, and now Michigan has Juwan Howard. A former number overall 5 pick in the NBA and a Michigan legend and a part of the Fab Five, he has come back to coach the Wolverines. This team's success really revolves around Juwan Howard. In only his second year coaching, he has created an amazing culture, and there was a lot of uncertainty about the Michigan basketball program when Coach Beilein left, but let's see what's happened since. In his first year at Michigan, he assembled the #1 rated recruiting class in the Big Ten and 14th nationally. He even got key transfers like Chaundi Brown and Mike Smith. Currently, Juwan Howard has the #1 rated 2021 recruiting class in the nation. They're the only school with 2 top 10 recruits in Caleb Houston and Musa Diabetes, with offers in all the other top 10s that aren't committed, so the class could get even scarier. We've seen college sports aren't like the NBA, where players are only most likely to go to LA, Miami, New York City. College programs are able to thrive in places like Alabama, Kansas, Kentucky, and I'm here to argue that Ann Arbor, Michigan is way nicer than those places, and kids are wanting to play here. Very quickly, if you guys enjoy daily basketball content, I highly recommend subscribing. It helps out a lot, and I want to give a huge shout out to my friend Drew back home. We're both from Michigan, and he is a huge fan. He hooked me up with a ton of stats and information to make this video possible. Thank you so much. Back to the video. The Wolverines this year are very well coached, and they have phenomenal chemistry, but let's look at the culture that I mentioned earlier. The best example that happened very recently in a blowout win versus #9 Wisconsin. You can see Howard visibly upset at his players if they did something wrong, even if they're up by 30. Howard demands perfection, but even more importantly, the players want to give it to him. If the Wolverines are up 20 to 30, you'll see the guys going for chase down blocks, diving for loose balls, and the bench will be so rowdy. After the Wisconsin win, it made Michigan the first team in college basketball history to defeat 3 ranked opponents in a row by 19 or more points. And at one point, they went on a 43-6 run, which leads me to my next point, their defense. If you followed Michigan basketball throughout the season, you would know that at the beginning of the season, defense was a huge question mark for them. They gave up 82 points to Bowling Green and 71 points to Oakland in an overtime win. But like all great coaches, Juwan Howard is super adaptive, and he completely changed these numbers around and put a huge emphasis on the defensive end. Chaundi Brown, the transfer I mentioned earlier from Wake Forest, fits as their lockdown on-ball defender, standing at 6'5", and usually is matched up against the best team's player. And 6'1" guard Eli Brooks may be the best player on defense. He's been able to lock down Marcus Carr from Minnesota in their first meeting, and they did have 1 loss on the season. It was their last game to Minnesota. Eli Brooks did not play in this game. They have Isaiah Livers at 6'7", Franz Wagner at 6'10". They're lengthy, and they'll be able to guard 2 through 5, and they make every shot difficult for defenders. And their anchor is freshman Hunter Dickinson. He's 7'2", 255 pounds, and he is a beast in the paint. He protects the paint and gobbles up rebounds. Looking at the offensive end, Juwan Howard has created a very new age style of basketball with a very old school Spurs feel, because the offense is very cohesive in the passing and ball movement, and it results in a lot of players getting in double-digit scoring. And there are no egos on this team, which I have to give credit to Juwan Howard again for the culture he's made. Michigan ranks top 10 nationwide in adjusted offensive efficiency, efficient field goal percentage, and 2-point percentage. And Hunter Dickinson does it on both ends. He averages 16.8 points per game, 7.7 rebounds, and he shoots 71% from the field. And their other big, Franz Wagner, averages 12.1 points, 7.3 rebounds, and 51.9% from the field. And with high efficiencies like these, you have to credit it to good ball movement, because they're getting wide open shots. They're not Zion Williamson type of athletic where they just bully everyone around. They're getting wide open through great schemes and unselfish passing. So do I think they could be a #1 seed in the tournament and make a run with the team they have now? Absolutely, but this video is based on the larger scope and it's more dynasty based. Michigan has the culture and the coach of the future, and they've shown to do a lot with 3-star recruits, so it's scary to imagine what this team looks like with the #1 recruiting class. And I'm very excited being from Michigan and being a U of M fan for the future of the basketball program. And now especially that Duke, North Carolina, and Kentucky are all not in the top 25, I feel like a lot of these recruits are going to stop going there, and why wouldn't you want to go play for Coach Juwan Howard? It's so exciting, it's new, and they're winning a lot of games. Thank you guys so much for watching. I know I usually cover NBA a lot, but this was a huge topic I wanted to look at because I just couldn't believe this stat, and I've been watching Michigan basketball all throughout the year, and I had to. I'm really excited for the recruiting class. The two people I mentioned, Caleb Houston and Musa Diabetes, I would love to go over their highlights because they're going to add a ton of athleticism and a ton of skill set to this already amazing Michigan team. Make sure to subscribe, like, and comment. And do you guys think that Michigan is next up as well? Or do you think it could be another team like Gonzaga or Villanova that fills the spot? Let me know down in the comments. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you all tomorrow. Peace.